Alright, let's talk about some ultra graphics games. So today on Joker's Den, top 10 best high graphics games of the quarter 3 of 2022, and there are some bonus games for you. So stick with me and subscribe with notifications on. So without further ado, let's begin. Starting with number 10, Descendants Mobile. It's a downhill extreme biking game where you must ride down the most dangerous slopes on your mountain bike. In this fast-paced, epic downhill free riding adventure, your main goals are to join one of the most important teams, win competitions, and survive extreme downhill descents. And one of the game's strong points is the freestyle bike controls that let you move your character with super precision in a highly realistic physics system. Next over at number 9, Tank Company. It's an action-packed Android game in which you will participate in exciting battles between real tanks in World War II. By taking full advantage of this armed vehicle's potential, you will advance through immersive scenarios that leave no room for improvisation. Tank Company features spectacular 3D visuals that greatly contribute to the realism that brought to each game. After selecting one of the available tanks, you will be ready to enter different maps with hostile locations where you will face 15 vs 15 multiplayer battles. Hey folks, before moving on, drop a like on this video without any hesitation. And on number 8, Hello Neighbor Diaries. It's a first-person horror game that takes you back into the universe of the well-known game created by Tiny Build. In this title, you will be immersed in settings full of unknowns in which you will try to avoid being intercepted by a shady neighbor. So after opening a box full of memories, the story's young protagonist will have to move through each room of the house to avoid the sinister villain. By means of a visual section in 3D, you will be in charge of seeing under a subjective vision each of the elements present in the scenes. In the same way, whenever you need it, you will have the option to interact with each item or collect them to use them when you need them. So, what's your opinion on the Hello Neighbor series? Leave a comment. Now moving on to number 7, Horizon Chase 2. If you are tired of the Sport series, then you can try Horizon Chase 2. This mobile game is released exclusively for Apple Arcade subscribers. The developers promises online modes, a new customization system compared to the first part, as well as new visual effects. In Horizon Chase 2, there will be well-developed tracks where you can use forks, collect nitro, and overtake rivals. So Horizon Chase 2 is an interesting mobile game in the racing genre. And on number 6, Fishing Planet. It's a very realistic Android fishing game that takes you to different rivers and seas to try and catch as many fish as you can. To do this, you will need to use each of the fishing rods and hooks that you unlock as you play. The visuals in Fishing Planet are really quite spectacular, and the realistic 3D graphics will immerse you in a dynamic fishing experience. On number 5, Rebel Riders. It's a game of action and adventure where you will enter into clandestine battles caused by some toys with a lot of desire for war. On board different vehicles, your main mission in this title will be to shoot the enemies so that your team can resist the rival side. And one of the most striking aspects is its spectacular visuals. You will find colorful 3D graphics that will give you a feeling of outstanding realism. On the other hand, a lot of effort has been put into designing characters with their own physical characteristics. In the same way, the car on which you will go through each setting are very attractive, and in seconds, you will appreciate their main mechanical qualities. And on number 4, Skyfall Changers. It's a battle royale for smartphones, and this is the same as Apex Legends Mobile, where you will find huge locations, canyons, futuristic technologies, characters with unique skills, obviously first-person gameplay, hidden object, landing, and so on. And your task is to collect rare resources within 10 minutes, and it offers console-level gameplay with HD graphics. So, Skyfall Changers has everything that action fans crave for. The setting of the game is in too distant future, which means players should expect flying cars, laser rifles, and other sci-fi inventions. Also, this project draws inspiration from genres like shooter, battle royale, and first person. And let me remind you to subscribe this channel and share it with your friends. Alright, on the third number of the list, Seven Knights Revolution. It's an RPG where the Seven Knights have disappeared off the face of the earth. Because of this, your character will have to become the new hero and create a team capable of saving the world from chaos. The game has incredible graphics similar to other computer RPGs, and the battles, where you possess a large variety of attacks, are carried out in real time. And during the battles, there will be a mini-map in the upper part of the screen for you to locate your enemies more easily. And on number 2, Arena Breakout. It's an FPS by Tencent that plunges you into a new world full of enemies and armed conflict. Loaded with courage and an extensive weapons arsenal, this FPS for Android lets you fine-tune your aiming skills during each and every mission. The 3D graphics in Arena Breakout are really immersive and realistic. Using a fantastic visual motors, it is very easy to move the camera however you want to try and find all the items and enemies dotted around the map. All these things let you advance through the different scenes with the sole goal of surviving enemy crossfire. So the game has outstanding visuals and a vast world to be discovered in which you can show off your aiming skills. By using the best weapons, try to kill each enemy with the sole purpose of surviving in such a hostile environment. Finally, at the top of the list, Tower of Fantasy. The game combines many genres and themes like action RPG, roguelike, sci-fi, fantasy, and post-apocalypse, so that you understand the scope of the project, cause this wasn't a complete list. In the story, people find a new source of energy and build a fantasy tower to hold it, but it turns out that the energy emits radiation that harms people and turns them into monsters. So, Tower of Fantasy is a different kind of action game. The game offers a fascinating adventure for a single player, and the story takes place in a quite unusual fantasy world. Also, this project draws inspiration from genres like MMORPG, open world, roguelike, and beautiful games. Alright, bonus time. Blood Strike. It's a battle royale for smartphones which is decided to compete with Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. So far, we can say the graphics are really at the Warzone Mobile level, like the textures of the environment and the models of the characters already look so good. Dynasty Warriors Overload. In this game, you will smash an entire enemy army with one swinging of a spear. Let me remind you that the Dynasty Warriors series is based on the Chinese novel The Three Kingdoms. This is not the first mobile part, though the graphics reach the PlayStation 3 at most and the localization is Japanese, but the game is really fun to play. The House of Da Vinci 3. It's a puzzle game that continues to tell the secrets associated with the house of the Leonardo da Vinci, and part 3 will be the final part, so players are waiting for a lot of new puzzles, an exciting story, and high quality performance. Protector Shooter Legends. It's a third-person shooter that transports you around the world to explore different cities, all of which are set in a futuristic alternative reality. Guiding each of the characters, you will be diving straight into the action all throughout combat along with 3 other teammates that are also managed by other players. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Also subscribe this channel with notifications on, and just drop anything in the comment section. So we'll catch up in the next one. Till then, stay tuned. Alright then, signing out.